Hey there, friends, family, and loved ones all. I just wanted to give a brief rundown of my 9 books that I've published that I also have available at a discount from Amazon. You can get on Amazon also. If you want to email me, I can give you a 20% discount plus a minimal shipping cost to send to you instead if you want to purchase directly through me. So there's a book I just released, Nothing is True, Everything is a Lie, the Bible on 21 Critical Subjects for the Awakening Truther. And this book is a compilation of my 10, 12 years of truthing, putting together so that everyone can have this and hand it to people, and we can also archive it as well. The Great Reset, Hacking Humanity gets into the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset Agenda, Vax to Spiritual Death, why this is such a big deal with the vaccines, why they're using it, Hydra and the Vaxes, also polio, sugar cubes, which took my brother's life and took my legs out, and why it was DDT was really the polio effect, and then also the invention of AIDS, the creation of AIDS, the untold history of public education, dumbed and numbed, weapons of mass instruction, Washington AC/DC. This is a really good chapter getting in all the legalese, why we're on citizenships, why we're under admiralty law, why Rome still runs Washington DC to this day, pedophilia presidents, tranny pettywood, and college rape farming. Getting into the Trump stumpsters, the home Obamas and Michelle Michael Obama. President Ford, you probably don't know about. He was a super ferb. He was a trisexual. They said he would try anything. And then in the colleges, I mean, with Joe Paterno and whatnot, and Baylor University and these other schools that are having all these incidences of abuse at the schools. Words are swords. Again, getting into our language, we languish in our language. We're definitions by definition. And we say hi to somebody, we tell them go to hell, low. And then we wake up, we're dead. That's why it's a good morning, and that's why we're at a wake or awake. So it gets into all that word language, word games. Bioengineered, transhumanistic cloned nanofoods when they're transitioning away from our foods, the depopulation agenda set in stone, chemtrails, crop dusting, we are the bugs, Dude, Paradise Lost, and the Grand Design, all about the directed energy weapons and my over 20, 30 visits to Paradise and reporting on what's been happening with directed energy weapons attacking us around the world, the Mandela mind control, who's controlling it, why they're doing it, false memory syndrome, rock and roll psyops. Way back in the 60s, the Tavistock Institute wrote the Beatles music. LSD was, Grateful Dead was used to bring out LSD to everybody, the birthing of the hippie generation. We never went to the moon, self-explanatory. It's flat and that's that. Free energy for all, but not for you. Why they're not giving it to us, but how they harvest free energy. Back to the Tartarian days. Nukes never existed. Fukushima fake out. Fear, fear, fear. Nagasaki, Fukushima, 3 Mile Island. Where's all the fallout? Where's all the lands not being occupied? It's all made up. False flags are us. We just had another one, so this is getting into the Boston fake bombings, the school that was never there at Sandy Hook that had been closed for years, Pearl Harbor, Titanic did not sink. Tartarians, this book on Tartarian, about who the Tartarians were, one civilization, world civilization. And that book is a very big seller on the internet or on Amazon. Endless Wars Never Ending by Design, getting into, we talk about the 6 million Jews, the Jews, but what about the 40 million Tartarians that were genocided at the same time? We don't talk about that. We don't talk about the other mass slaughters. We only talk about the Jews, and that's by design. The Endless War on Brownskins, there's no such thing as a black person. They're brown skinned, they're not black. Cultural assimilation of Native Americans, what was one America before it was divided up into Central, North, and South America. Problem, reaction, solution, getting into the Yale Skull Bones, who's running the show. Big periods of time, the Kali Yuga cycles. We got to start saving our blood, those of us that are untainted, especially the children. Primary energy, primarywater.org, free abundant energy. Biomagnetism, the greatest healing protocol in the world. Biomag agriculture, super grow, more, stronger, faster. modern day activist extraordinaire, just giving some credit and shout outs to some of my friends and others that are speaking truth and risking everything to do so. And then the appendix, the net of the World Wide Web, how it began, why it began by DARPA, secret societies you've never heard of. There's over 30 of them that you know very, very little about. And then over 100 geoengineering patents going back 100 years, okay? So this gets all into it, and in this book is almost 500 pages. So that is the Bible and 21 critical subjects. This is about Queen Khalifa in the island of California. She ruled in paradise until the great floods of early 1800s. There's over 800 maps in the Stanford Library of California, being an island. So for anybody to one off and say, "Oh, we're, there's 800 maps in the Stanford Library showing incredible detail of California Island. And why couldn't they harvest the 3,000-year-old redwood trees? And why didn't they get here till 1847? Why couldn't they cross the Great Salt Lake till 1846? Because it was still the Great Salt Lake. This is another fun book, The Incredible Story of the Founding of California by the Genocide of the Native People. So in 1848, the Mexican-American War, 2 people were killed as the white people came and took over the lands from the brownskins, the Mexican Californios, mostly by the Freemasons, 49er gold rush in 1849, and then statehood in 1850. All within 3 years. 1848, there was 440,000 brownskins in California, Alta California, and by 1851, they were down to 14,000. 150 battalions were hired to eliminate the brownskins. This is the greatest self-healing protocol in the world that everybody can learn, biomagnetic healing, self-healing. People are having great results with it. You can't hurt yourself. There's no harm. And again, all these books are free on PDF too. So, but if you order them, I'd like people to have it so they could have it on their archives. Then we have the One World Tartarians. This is breaking news for everyone. We're learning about the back up until the 1920s. There was this one world civilization: benevolence, love, feminine, divine, free energy, balloons, travel, star forts, all of this, and they were wiped out. They were just completely wiped out. The history was denied, and whatnot. So this is, again, another free PDF. You can look at it and see if you want to order the book, but I highly encourage you to put it in your library. Okay, geoengineering, everybody's now noticing. I wrote this, my first book I ever did, and now everybody's seeing their skies being polluted on a daily basis. Owning the weather by 2025, the military did a document from the U.S. Air Force in 1996, and now what are we seeing today? Complete control of the weather. Paradise Lost, this is the directed energy weapons that are being used in California fires. This is down in Malibu. Look at that picture, folks. And again, I went over 20 times up to Paradise, interviewed people who couldn't get out, interviewed police, interviewed the tow truck driver who said he saw 200 people dead when he just went in there the first time he was allowed to pick up the cars and take them out. And I went in and I saw bones down on the floorboard, skulls that were just zapped, cars that were pulled over by Umstar, bumper to bumper. And I get into the winds because they said, oh, the winds were traveling at 205 miles an hour, according to California Chief Kem Pimlott. Yet the winds the days of the profiles I proved were only minimal. And PG&E, like up in Paradise, never turned off the power that day because the winds weren't high enough. Another created weather event. Genocide. Flat Earth. It's flat. That's that. Plate tectonics. Sea level. So this is another good book for us to all understand that we're the center of the creation, and all the creator being created the earth and put the luminaries in the sky to help our development. This is another book where I grew up in Marin County, retelling the story about Marin County, California, which is right across from the Golden Gate Bridge in California. It's a history I never knew about the natives that were here before. And then when General Vallejo became a senator in 1850, the first thing he did was created 27 counties in California and totally eliminated the native tribes and all their legends and all their names and all their cultures. Just 1850. So these are my books. There's 9 of them. Number 10's coming up here in a little bit. But if anybody wants to order some from me, let me give you that. You can email me at jwlpeace@gmail.com. I have black and white. I have color. I have some hardback copies as well. So again, off the Amazon price, take 20% off, and there'll be a few dollar shipping charge as well. but I'll send it direct to you. If you order the Biomag Healer book, it includes a pair of magnets with it as well. So that's just an overview of my book. So if you're interested, please let me know. Again, they're changing the history on the internet. So holding books, having books, keeping books is very critical for us to preserve knowledge that's being erased faster than we can understand. All right. So that's my books. I hope you enjoy. If you'd like any copies, hit me up. Peace and love one another.